So you may remember a couple of months ago, I was sent a pile of MacBooks that had been rescued from a recycling center with instructions to return them to perfect working order. Well, there was one other computer that was sent as a part of that lot that I haven't showed to you yet. And it's a doozy. So while all of those computers were mid-2012 unibody MacBook Pros, this one is a little bit more fancy and also a little bit more annihilated. Here it is, folks. This was a late 2013 15-inch Retina MacBook Pro, and as you can probably tell, it's seen better days. The screen is, I can see inside of it, it's peeling off. So the goal for today is to see if we can repair this laptop. So today's video is sponsored by iFixit, and that's fortunate because this thing needs quite a lot of fixing. As you can see, the whole display is sort of potato chipped. Around the back of the device, there are what looks like fist-sized dents, as if someone punched this thing with brass knuckles. There's a lot of dirt, deep creases. The corners of the display have been absolutely mangled. In fact, around the front, I can almost guarantee that this display is not even going to have a functional backlight because it's completely destroyed. There's also, somewhat ironically, signs of the famous delamination issue going on around the corners of it. So I guess there's one thing that wasn't caused by whatever caused this computer's annihilation. There's also a huge crack in the trackpad that almost looks intentional. It looks like it was hit with a hammer or something. And along the bottom of the device, I mean, this bottom case is not really doing anything. There's an absolutely massive dent in it right where the logic board is, so that's not good. But upon looking on the inside, it honestly doesn't look that bad. Obviously, it's a little dirty, and it's definitely worse for wear, but the logic board doesn't look bent. Even though there's huge dents in the bottom case, they don't appear to have damaged the board directly. We don't even have swollen or dented battery cells, which would of course be bad news. Now, one thing that I am noticing when looking at the back of this computer is I can see a dedicated graphics chip. That's really interesting. So that means that this is the higher spec model with GT750M graphics. So that should be good. Another thing I want to see here is, okay, the fans seem to be turning freely. That's good news. That means we won't have to replace those fan bearings, because sometimes when these things get mangled, the fans often don't fare too well. But this computer, honestly, has all of the signs of being repairable. So let's find out. Ooh, well, that's going to be an issue. The MagSafe port is quite bent. So hopefully we'll actually be able to connect power to this thing and turn it on. I don't have an SSD. Let me grab an SSD. So if it does work, here's the SSD that I'll be putting in it. Let's just stick it right in here for now and see if we can get this thing to boot up. HDMI port is bent too, but still fits. I can see backlight spilling out the top here. You can probably see it reflecting on my hand. Oh, look at that. I guess I did install macOS on this SSD. There we are. How about that? Well, we're fully booted. Let's see, does the trackpad work? Yep. All right. Trackpad works. Sure enough, late 2013 MacBook Pro, 2.3 GHz i7, 16 gigs of RAM, and the GT750M graphics. So despite the rather poorly appearance of this computer, it does still work, which means we are a go for repairing it. And in today's video, I'm gonna take a little bit of a different approach. Instead of doing a montage with voiceover, I'm actually gonna walk you guys through in a little bit more detail what goes into taking apart a computer like this and salvaging it. And I always get a million different comments asking what I do with these computers after I repair them. Well, today I've got a plan that I think you guys are gonna like. So without any further ado, let's repair this thing. Alright, so here's the patient, and obviously not all of this computer is going to be salvageable. We've seen the major stuff like the screen and the top case are pretty mangled, so really no saving those. However, the logic board, the fans, the airport card, the speakers, the I/O board over here, as well as all of the screws are going to be salvageable and necessary for rebuilding this into a full computer with the parts that I've purchased. So for this project, we're going to be using the iFixit Pro Tech Toolkit. Specifically, this thing has all of the screwdriver bits that we're going to need, most of which are slightly unusual screw sizes. But more importantly, we also have useful things like tweezers and a little pick, which are great for handling delicate connectors like this one up here, which, you know, it's a lot easier to do it with this little precise thing like that. So let's go ahead and start this project. Now, the first thing that I like to do is go around the board and just unplug all the connectors. I just start with that. So for example, we have this little connector cable that keeps the I/O board attached to the main logic board. We can go ahead and just pull that right out, and that's also adhered to the fan, and it comes right off. There's a connector here. Let's go ahead and take out the battery, because this battery I believe does actually hold a charge, weirdly enough, but we're not really interested in keeping it because it's adhered to the top case. We have the display connection up at the top here, which we can pull out with our thumb. So the next step is going to be pulling out and cleaning both of these fans. You can see we've got quite a bit of dust buildup in here, so once we get those cleaned up, this will be a lot better from a thermal perspective. The lid of the iFixit screwdriver kit is also a little compartmentalized tray, so this is really great for organizing your screws, and this is what I do with all of my repair projects. Let's grab the other fan. So with the fans out, we'll go right around the board and make sure we got all the connectors. We have the display, the backlight, the left speaker, the keyboard, the battery. Oh, here's one that I missed. That would be the trackpad connector. There's the other speaker, the SSD socket over here, the interconnect board, the airport card with its different connections there, and then this, I think this is the microphone here at the back. So with that, the board is now ready to be unscrewed. Just like with the fans, the board screws are T5, so pretty easy. Most of these screws inside this device are going to be T5, or I believe T8 for the display hinges, which we'll need in a little bit. And just like that, we have pulled the logic board out. It really doesn't take that much time. And, you know, as unfortunate as it is that stuff like the RAM modules here can't be upgraded, when it comes to repairability, MacBooks are actually pretty easy. You don't have to deal with a ton of hassle and brackets. It's basically just go around, unscrew the screws, go around, unplug the connectors, and just pull it out. And that's what we did. But of course we're not done yet, because while we have most of what we need, I do want to grab anything that we can salvage out of this board. So the speakers, these worked perfectly fine. So even though the top case that I purchased already has speakers, as well as the interconnect board installed, there's no point sending this off to the recycling center with usable parts installed in it. So we might as well just go right ahead and remove these so that we can either sell them to recoup some of the costs, or more importantly, just keep them out of a landfill. I always did like Apple's approach to the engineering with these, because not only are these speakers, but they're also air channels. You can see this little groove cut in it on either side. Very clever engineering. So with most of the components taken out from the top case, the last thing that we need to do is pull these screws from the display over here. So these are going to be T8s on either side. Now we don't actually need to remove the display completely, because obviously we're not going to be using it. The thing is absolutely annihilated. So we're just going to pull these screws, but there's also right over here this little tiny bracket. It's probably going to be hard to see. This is what it looks like up close. You can see it's designed to sort of hug the curve of the display hinge. A lot of people forget about these. All right, so that is everything that we need from the top case, from the mangled remains of the original MacBook, which means that we can go ahead and set this off to the side. So the first thing that I like to do when doing the reassembly portion of this is grab the top case and attach the display. It's easy to just do this right away, and then we can go ahead and put everything else inside. So as we go to start reassembling everything into the top case, it's a good idea to brush out the dust from these fan blades. You can see it doesn't take very much. I'm just using a simple brush. You could use a paintbrush for this, honestly. You don't need anything super fancy for really any of this. I mean, the Pro Tech Toolkit plus a little paintbrush, and that's basically all you need. Plus, I guess some lens cleaner just for tidying up the whole computer once we put it back together. But you can see what a difference it makes, just brushing versus letting the dust accumulate. This is something that if you're going to take apart a computer, even if you're just taking off the top case or the bottom case, I would definitely just do something like this, just to keep your computer running smoothly. It's also definitely worth cleaning off this MagSafe connector, because, I mean, look at it. It's completely coated in goop. Yuck. I also went ahead and brushed off the logic board to make it look a little bit better. And honestly, this logic board is in really good condition. I'm surprised, given the state of the outside, that with just a little bit of cleaning, we're able to get this thing looking pretty good. We'll go ahead and reattach our newly cleaned MagSafe port. There we go. And we can start the somewhat frustrating task of sliding this back in. It does just kind of lift right out, but you have to, go from this side first, get the ports under there, make sure that you're not trapping any connectors or the little rubber gaskets here. It does take a little bit of time to finagle the logic board into this thing. The biggest piece of advice that I can give you when working on a MacBook Pro like this, the biggest piece of advice, anything that you're working on, go ahead and plug in all of the connectors before you screw the board in. That way, when you go around, if you see, something's trapped under the board, you don't have to go and then take all the screws out. These tiny little ZIF connectors are the most irritating thing. It's very difficult to maneuver them to get them into the tiny little sockets. There we go. I just use a combination of the spudger and the tweezers from the Pro Tech Toolkit, and then we'll go ahead and close this teeny tiny little latch, and there we go. All right, we're getting to the home stretch here, folks. With all of the connectors plugged in, except for the battery, of course, it's time to screw in the logic board. Turns out I actually forgot about one thing. Over here, you can see on the antenna here, there are these two little holes in this bracket. This was supposed to be screwed in with the display hinge, and I forgot to do that. So we can go ahead and do that now. And here we go with our nice clean fan. This is another case of those weird little ZIF connectors. So these I like to plug in on the side before I actually sit the fan down, because it makes it just a little bit easier. Honestly, the trickiest part about this whole project is just routing these little cables. You've got one connector here for the camera, you've got these three little antenna connectors, and then it all fits into this little assembly around the fan, and just kind of making sure all the wires are neat and tidy. That's probably where you'll spend the most time, just to make sure it looks pretty much as close as you can get to factory. Another thing that we can do here is just plug the interconnect board right into the main logic board, and there's a little bit of adhesive on this bracket here, so it'll just stick to the top of the fan housing. And then finally, we can go ahead and install our SSD and screw that down. And that's it. This MacBook Pro has now been reassembled. Obviously, I've got a bottom case that we can put on it, but another thing that I would recommend doing, as we're gonna do here, is test the computer before you screw the bottom case on. Again, you don't wanna have to pull off all the screws if you realize that you did something wrong. So let's go ahead and test this MacBook Pro, and then we'll give it a final cleaning, and we'll be good to go. So there you have it. It really doesn't take that long to work on one of these MacBooks, even one that was a little bit mangled. Now, fortunately, internally it wasn't really all that messed up, which was why we were able to get the logic board out. When you have stuff like bent pieces of metal, or especially when the logic board is bent, it can complicate things a little bit, but this one was pretty straightforward. And according to the timestamp on my camera, it took about almost exactly an hour for this repair, and that's with commentary and stuff. So it didn't really take all that long. But with this MacBook now fully restored and 100% operational, and also in really good condition, I have to say, the parts that I ordered off of eBay weren't really all that expensive, but they came out really well and they're all in good shape. But this is the part where a lot of people start writing a comment saying, what do you do with this MacBook? Well, right now, my friend Joe is visiting town, and I happen to know that his laptop is quite a bit in need of an upgrade. So I told him that I wanted to show him a video project. I wanted to show him the mangled MacBook Pro. But what I haven't told him is that this is his next computer. So we're gonna go get him and surprise him with a 15-inch MacBook Pro. So Joe, I wanna show you a project that I've been working on. This was the MacBook that I was sent. I mean, this is, it was more assembled when I started.
Wait, so how much of this is you?
No, I didn't do any of this.
You didn't do anything?
I received it like this. I would never do this to a MacBook. I respect MacBooks. Do you like the gum on the palm
That's
rest?
gum! Oh.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
Check out the, check that out. How's that for a fun
is that
time?
The screen? No.
Yeah, that's the, well, it's the
Yeah.
glass and the digitizer. You know, all the fun stuff that you want to be able to peel off.
I don't think know much about MacBooks. I know enough though, you know? And this doesn't look too good.
It's not. But do you want to see what it looks like now? Because I was able to repair the actual computer part.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
What?
Look
Wait,
at that.
What?
Ta-da!
What?
Notice anything about the account?
Yeah, it says Joe, and I was guessing the password might be Joe, but I'm not so
Well,
sure.
the password's just a little placeholder. Whoop, I typed it wrong.
Look at that. It's a real
But you might be
MacBook.
wondering why the account is Joe.
Why? Oh no. No way! No way! Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh.
I heard you needed a new laptop
Yeah,
because the old one that I gave you in like
4 years ago.
2015 or something.
It's old HP laptop, which I was so happy to have, but the battery was crappy.
Don't thank me too much. It was free.
Oh.
You know, it was kind of a crappy laptop, but
Oh my
I think this
gosh.
should do better for college, don't you think?
Oh, yes. Jesus. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoy it, Joe.
Can I give you a fist bump?
Yeah, we'll do a fist bump.
Yeah,
there we go.
awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Oops, forgot to film an outro, so here we are. I'd like to thank iFixit for sponsoring. Big shout out to Joe for being in the video, and of course, couldn't have done it without you guys. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, see you in the next one.